for today will be all about variable and absorption costing. So actually, ito yung isa sa mga topics sa MAS wherein medyo madali lang. Konti lang ang nahihirapan actually dito. Okay na? Alright, so before we discuss variable and absorption costing, gusto ko munang i-distinguish ulit kahit na na-discuss ko na to on my other video. Luwanag? So gusto ko munang i-distinguish ulit yung pinagkaiba ng product cost and period cost. So, meron tayong tinatawag na product cost and period cost. So, kapag sinabi nating product cost, these are actually the costs that can be inventoried. Ibig sabihin, these are the inventoriable cost. Sir, nang ibig sabihin ng inventoriable cost, ang ibig lang sabihin yan is pwede mo silang i-capitalize as asset. Right? And then, sooner or later, at the end of the year, you have to allocate these product cost or these inventoriable cost into expense and asset. Of course, yung expense natin dyan is yung tinatawag natin na cost of goods sold, while yung asset natin is yun yung tinatawag natin na inventory. So sir, paano mo malalaman kung magkano yung pupunta sa expense at magkano yung may iwan sa asset? Madali lang yan. The cost of the sold portion, right, will go to the cost of goods sold account. Pero if unsold pa yung mga product natin, asahan mo, right, na maiiwan sila sa ending inventory, therefore mananatili sila as an asset. Ibig sabihin, kapag product cost ang pinag-uusapan, there is a chance na hindi lahat natin ito ma-expense. There's a chance na, right, part of the product cost is maiiwan sa ending inventory. On the other hand, kapag sinabi naman nating period cost, these are the costs that are expense as incurred. Right? Ibig sabihin, katawag silang period cost because ine-expense sila in total doon sa period kung kailan sila nangyari. So, product cost, hindi mo sometimes ine-expense lahat, depende yun sa sales natin, pero pag period cost, asahan mo na lagi yung expense as incurred. We're good. So, punta ngayon tayo sa difference ng variable costing and absorption costing. So, nung pinagkaiba ng dalawang to, variable costing is actually not a general accepted accounting principle. Once again, variable cost is not a generally accepted accounting principle. On the other hand, absorption costing is the one that is generally accepted. So, ibig sabihin, if absorption costing is the one that is generally accepted, asahan mo ngayon na ito yung ginagamit natin for financial or external reporting. Eh sir, bakit mo pa ituturo yung variable costing if ito naman palang absorption ang ginagamit natin for external reporting? Ituturo pa rin natin si variable kahit na hindi siya generally accepted because variable costing is useful for managers. Sir, paano mo yun nasabi? Because most of the information na kailangan ng managers, mas makikita mo sa variable costing. But see to it na since hindi nga siya generally accepted, asahan mo na hindi mo siya pwedeng gamitin for external reporting. That is why dito mo lang ito sa MAS makikita. Ibig sabihin, itong absorption costing pwede mo makita sa MAS, pwede mo makita sa FAR, saan pa? Sa AFAR, and sa auditing. Pero, si variable costing, sa MAS mo lang yan makikita. Very good. Next, pag-usapan natin yung product cost and period cost nila. Starting with the variable costing. Pagdating sa variable costing, tatlo lang ang product cost natin or inventoriable cost. So, ano yung tatlong yan? First will be the direct materials. Second will be the direct labor. And then last will be the variable factory overhead. On the other hand, under absorption costing, apat ang ating product cost. Namely, direct materials, direct labor, variable factory overhead, then last will be the fixed factory overhead. So as you can see, under absorption costing, whether variable or fixed, as long as it is a manufacturing cost, sinasama natin as product cost. But under variable costing, natawag yan na variable costing because only variable manufacturing or product cost are inventoried. Right? Next, punta tayo sa kanilang period cost. So under variable costing, tatlo ang period cost natin, namely fixed factory overhead, variable selling, general, and administrative expenses. Then last will be the fixed selling, general, and administrative expenses. On the other hand, under absorption costing, dalawa lang yan. Those are the variable selling, general, and administrative expenses. Then last will be the fixed selling, general, and administrative expenses. So as you can see, their only difference is the treatment of the fixed factory overhead. Because under variable costing, fixed overhead is a period cost, while under absorption costing, fixed overhead is actually treated as a product cost. Maliwanag pa? Next, punta tayo, right, sa net income computation. So, how to compute net income under the variable costing? Net income is computed by deducting from the sales the cost of goods sold. Right? It's just that, always remember na yung cost of goods sold dito only involves the variable manufacturing cost. Because, sabi nga natin kanina, ang product cost lang niya is material labor and variable overhead. See to it that material and labor are both variable cost kasi. Ano ba? So kapag tinanggal mo yan, ang tatawag natin dito is not gross profit but rather tatawagin natin itong manufacturing margin. Ano? And then minus the variable selling, general, and administrative expenses, makukuha natin si contribution margin. Right? Sir, bakit hindi ganyan yung alam kong computation? Ang alam kong computation is that sales minus variable cost will give us the contribution margin. Actually, that is also correct. It's just that para mahiwalay natin yung variable manufacturing at yung variable selling and admin, right, pinakita ko muna or dinaan ko muna sa manufacturing margin. So here, sa alam mong computation kasi, yung variable cost yan, dalawang laman yan. Variable manufacturing cost, tsaka variable selling, general, and administrative expense. So in substance, pareho lang sila. Because pareho mo namang minus yung dalawa. At dito, sa normal computation, pareho mo rin naman silang i-minus. Panag? Next, ibabawas lang naman natin dito yung fixed cost, whether overhead man yan or general, selling, and administrative expense. Then after mong ma-deduct yung fixed cost, we can now compute yung tinatawag natin na net income. So this will now be the net income under variable costing. On the other hand, under absorption costing, net income is computed by deducting from the sales the cost of goods sold pa din. But see to it na ang cost of goods sold na to, ang laman niya is 4. Materials, labor, overhead, and fixed overhead. Right? Therefore, ang makukompute natin dito under absorption costing is yung tinatawag natin na gross profit. So, magkaiba po sila ng nakukompute. Then, ibabawas natin dito yung selling, general, and administrative expense, whether variable man yan or fixed. Then, apparently, after mong i-deduct yun, asahan mo na makukompute na natin agad-agad si net income. Ano ba yan? Ay ba tayo? So, the next question here is, Sir, pareho lang ba yung net income na nakukompute mo dyan? The answer there is, depende. Right? Sir, paano mo na solving depende? Depende yon sa kung ilan ang production mo, and at the same time, ilan ba ang nabenta mo. Liwanag ba? And apparently, alright, asahan mo na tumutugma din yan sa difference ng ending inventory at ng beginning inventory. Sir, paano mo nasabi? Because, paano ba kinocompute yung sales? Isn't it sales is equal to the beginning inventory plus purchases? Or sabihin natin plus production kung manufacturing tayo, minus the ending inventory or lahat ng hindi nabenta, mako-compute natin dito yung ating sales. Panag. So, if sabihin na natin 100 ang ating production, 10 ang ating beginning inventory at nakabagbenta tayo ng 5, may naiwang 5, asahan mo na ang nabenta natin is 105. As you can see, in this illustration, sales is higher than the production. Sir, paano mo nasabi? Sales 105, production is 100. And apparently, if i-compare mo yung beginning inventory at yung ending inventory, ang lumalabas dito is mas malaki ang beginning inventory sa ending inventory. And the difference between these two and these two will just be the same, and that is 5. Liwanag ba? So, ibig sabihin, either of these two, pwede mong gamitin to know kung alin ba ang may mas malaking net income. Liwanag ba yan? Alright, so listen up. Balik ako dito. Here, once again, kailangan mong i-compare si production versus sales. Liwanag. Or, pwede rin naman yung ending inventory versus the beginning inventory para malaman natin kung ano bang mas mataas. Absorption income, the symbol for income sa economics is Y, kaya Y ang ginagamit ko dito, versus the variable income. Ay na. So, if production is higher than sales, expect na ending inventory is higher than the beginning inventory. And if that will be the case, expect as well that absorption costing is higher than the variable costing. Very good. Next, if production is less than sales, expect as well that the ending inventory is lower than the beginning inventory, and then lastly, absorption income is lower than the variable income. Ibig sabihin, kailangan mo ngayong matandaan itong table na to if gusto mong ma-master ang topic na to. Liwanag ba? So, with regards to net income, expect, once again, with regards to net income, expect na hindi mo pwedeng sabihin na mas mataas palagi itong variable compared kay absorption or the other way around. Liwanag? Then last is with regards to ending inventory. Liwanag? So, ending inventory, once again, yan yung mga product cost na hindi nabenta. Tama ba? Isn't it, sabi natin kanina, product cost under variable 3 lang, while product cost under absorption 4. Ibig sabihin, pagdating ngayon sa ending inventory, alright, the ending inventory of variable costing is always less than the ending inventory under the absorption costing. Sir, bakit po ganun? Kahit po ba sales is mas mataas? Yes. Kahit alin man ang senaryong mangyari dito, asahan mo na always mas mataas ang ending inventory ni absorption. Why? Because 4 ang laman nito, ito 3 lang. Maliwanag ba? So, sa net income, pwedeng mas mataas si variable, pero sa ending inventory, always mas mataas si absorption. Right? Sir, may tanong po ako. Paano po pala kapag equal yung production at sales? Hindi dapat tinatanong yan. Sir, bakit po? Because if production is equal than the sales, equal to the sales, asahan mo that ending inventory is also equal to the beginning inventory, and so therefore, absorption income is also equal to the variable income. Liwanag ba yan? Are you good on that? Next, let's try to reconcile the two net income figure. Starting with the absorption income. So, sir, paano po natin marireconcile yung absorption income doon sa tinatawag natin na variable income? Liwanag? So, first na kailangan mong malaman is itong table na to. Because once again, if hindi mo alam itong table na to, hindi mo malalaman kung sino ba yung mas mataas. Liwanag ba? So, if nakabisado mo na yung table na yon, the next step is computein mo yung difference ng difference in inventory. Sir, paano po nako-compute yung difference in inventory na yan? This can be computed by, right, subtracting sales from the production or subtracting beginning inventory from the ending inventory. Sir, pareho lang bang lalabas yan? Yes, pareho lang. So, after mo makompute yung difference in inventory, imumultiply mo lang yan sa fixed factory overhead. Sir, bakit fixed factory overhead lang? Because yun lang naman ang pinagkaiba ng dalawa. Tama ba? So, imumultiply mo yan sa fixed factory overhead per unit. Then, makukompute mo na yung difference sa income. It's just that, pwede itong maging plus, pwede itong maging minus. So, sir, kailan po yan nagiging plus? Kailan siya nagiging minus? Plus yan or added yan if and only if mas mataas si variable. Right? At mangyayari nga lang yun if and only if production is less than sales or ending inventory is less than the beginning inventory. On the other hand, minus naman ng treatment natin dyan if and only if mas mataas dapat si absorption. At mangyayari lang yun kapag production is higher than sales or the beginning inventory is higher. The ending inventory is higher than the beginning inventory. Liwanag? So, to illustrate variable and absorption costing, let's now move on to this problem. Ready? So, illustrative problem number 1. Rainiel Company makes toy car. Each toy car sells for 1,000 each. Data for 2016's operations are as follows. So, beginning inventory, right, is equal to 5. Then, nakapag-produce tayo ng 80. And then, ending inventory is 15. Sabi nga natin kanina, para makompute yung sales, paano natin i-compute si sales? Sales is equal to the beginning inventory plus production minus ending inventory. So, 5 plus 80 minus 15, this will give us 70 units. So, 70 units ang ating sales. Next, given here are the variable cost. Magkano yung variable cost natin? 24,000 direct material, 16 direct labor, factory overhead is 8. Then selling and admin, right, na 4,000 of course, tinitreat natin yun na SWOT as expense, whether variable or absorption. Next, fixed cost naman, yung factory overhead, 20,000, nakadepende pa yan, pero yung selling and admin, whatever method man ang ating ginagamit, expense po yan. Manag. So, requirement number 1, determine the inventory cost, but take note, per unit, under absorption and variable costing. Manag. So, para makompute yun, kailangan lang muna nating makuha yung ating total manufacturing cost or total product cost under the two methods. So, under variable costing, ang ating product cost is equal to the materials of 24,000 plus labor, which is equal to 16,000, then plus variable overhead, which is equal to magkano yung variable overhead natin? That is equal to 8,000 pesos. While under absorption, apat ang laman ng product cost natin. Material na 24,000, labor na 16,000, variable overhead na 8,000, last will be the fixed overhead, which is equal to 20,000. And once again, yun yung pinagkaiba nilang dalawa. So, magkano yung total product cost ng dalawang method? So, 24,000, calculator, 24,000 plus 16,000, then plus 8,000, the product cost under variable costing is equal to 48,000. Under absorption costing, on the other hand, that's equal to 24,000 plus 16,000 plus 8,000 and then plus 20,000, or this is equal to 68,000. Once again, ang tinatanong is yung product cost or inventory cost per unit. So, i-divide natin yan sa number of units produced. So, nakapag-produce tayo ng 80 units. So, divided by 80, then divided by 80. Ayan na. So the product cost now per unit will be equal to 48,000 divided by 80, or under variable costing, that's equal to 600 pesos. While under absorption costing, this is equal to 68,000 divided by 80, or this is equal to 850 pesos. So requirement number 1, letter A, 600 pesos is our final answer. Then requirement number 1, letter B, 850 pesos is our final answer. Ano ba? Number 2, determine the cost of ending inventory under absorption and variable. If alam mo na yung per unit, madali na lang yan. Multiply mo lang yan dun sa natirang inventory. So 600 times 15, that's actually equal to 9,000 pesos. So final answer, requirement number 2, letter A, is equal to 9,000 pesos. Then requirement number 2, letter B, that will be equal to 15 pa rin, but this time, parang baliktad yung pagkakalagay ko. Right? My bad, guys. Requirement number 1, letter A, is equal to 850 because absorption natin yung 850. Then requirement number 1, letter B, that will be equal to 600 pesos. Medyo nagkabaliktad lang. Hindi ako nagbabasa. My bad, sorry na. Hopefully, nood pa rin kayo ng mga videos ko. Next, number 2, letter A. Of course, hindi yan 9,000 because 850 times 15 units. This is equal actually to 12,750. So, ang ibig sabihin, yung 9,000 which is 15 times 600 is dito yun sa letter B. So, requirement number 1, letter A, once again is 850. Requirement number 1, letter B, 600. Requirement number 2, letter A, is 12,750. Then, requirement number 2, letter B, is equal to 9,000 pesos. Very good. The number 3, prepare income statement under absorption and variable. Anag? So, meron ulit tayo ditong sales. Umpisa natin sa variable. Meron tayong sales na magkano sales natin sa variable. That will be equal to 70 at binibenta daw natin yan at 1,000 each. So, 70 times 1,000, this will give us, magkano to? 70 times 1,000 is obviously equal to 70,000 pesos. Panag. Minus cost of goods sold, which is equal to magkano yung product cost ba natin? Product cost natin under variable is just equal to 600. So, 70 ang nabenta natin times 600. This is equal to, magkano yan guys? 42,000 pesos. So, meron tayong manufacturing margin which is equal to 70 minus 42, or this is equal to 28,000. We're good. Minus variable selling, general, and administrative expenses which is equal to 4,000 pesos. Alright, given yan sa problem, these are the variable selling and admin. Makukuha natin si, anong makukuha natin dito? Makukuha natin si contribution margin which is equal to 28 minus 4, or this is equal to 24,000. Then minus fixed cost, we're in total na. For the factory overhead, that's 20,000. Then toward the selling, general and admin, that's equal to 2,000. Sir, bakit total? Because under variable costing, fixed cost will be treated as expense, whether overhead or selling and administrative expenses. Right? So, 20,000 plus 2 is equal to 22,000. And so, therefore, 24 minus 22,000, our net income under variable costing is equal to 2,000 pesos. So, requirement number 3, letter B, our final answer is 2,000 pesos. Again, requirement number 3, letter B, 2,000 will be the final answer. Wanag. Next, compute natin yung para sa absorption. So, sales natin, of course, hindi naman yan magbabago. 70,000 pa rin yan. On the other hand, the cost of goods sold here is different. Why? Because our product cost or inventory cost per unit is actually equal to 850. So, 850 times, ilan na nga ulit na benta natin? Nakabenta tayo ng 70. So, 850 times 70, this is equal to 59,500. Anag? So, So, magkanong lumalabas na gross profit natin? We have gross profit na 70,000 minus 59,500, or this is equal to 10,500. Then minus operating expenses, and that's equal to selling and admin. Selling and admin na variable is equal to 4,000, while fixed is equal to 20,000. Joke lang, 2,000 lang. 2,000. Right? So, 4 plus 2,000 is actually equal to 6,000 pesos. And so, therefore, under absorption costing, our net income is equal to magkano? 10,500 minus 6, or this is equal to 4,500. So, requirement number 3, letter A, 4,500 will be our final answer. Anag? So, na-prove lang natin na since, right, production is higher than sales. Sir, paano mo nasabi? Production 80, sales 70. And ending inventory is higher than the beginning inventory because ending is 15, beginning is 5. Asahan mo that absorption income is higher than the variable income because absorption income is 4,500, variable income is 2,000. Right? And lastly, let's try to reconcile the two. Absorption income once again is 4,500. Tama ba? Sabi natin, kukunin mo yung difference in inventory. Magkano yung difference in inventory? 80 minus 70 is 10. 15 minus 5 is also 10. So that is equal to 10 pesos. Mumultiply natin yan sa fixed factory overhead per unit. Fixed factory overhead is 20,000. So i-divide natin to saan? Sa production which is 80 units. Magkano per unit natin? 20,000 divided by 80, or this is equal to 250 pesos. So mumultiply natin to sa 250. So, 10 times 250, this is 2,500. Once again, mas mataas dapat si absorption, so mas mababa si variable, so dapat minus yan. Then, 4,500 minus 2,500 will give us the variable income, which is equal to 2,000 pesos. So, parehong-pareho lang ang makukompute mo. Right? So, that is variable and absorption costing. Hopefully, natuto ka sa video na to. Thank you guys for watching these videos. See you. Alright, sa mga susunod pang videos, ingat kayo lagi. God bless and bye-bye.